Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Hope all of you guys are doing well, inshallah. Today we are going to be doing another advice and chill video. I know we haven't done one in time. It's been a long time, but we are back to advice and chill, inshallah, every single week. Today I am joined with this handsome, honorable, knowledgeable Mufti. Yeah, Muhammad. What did I say? I said that was an accident, yeah? I called him something else completely.
Don't put that in.
I'm gonna bleep it out, yeah?
Yeah,
We'll bleep it out. Mufti Muhammad Hijab, the Mufti of Hyde Park. Today, basically, we're gonna be talking about a specific topic, okay, that I feel like a lot of people might fall into. And it's a serious thing, bro, to do with brothers, and it's to do with sisters as well. Okay. And hopefully this video will be beneficial to you guys that might be going through something like this. So, let's get straight into this email. In a nutshell, bro, this sister, she emailed me. She basically was on this social network. This guy messages her. She was getting bullied at school. So now the guy's messaged her, and she's finding confinement in this guy, yeah? So she starts speaking to this guy for a month. After a month, this guy gets very, very comfortable with her. She gets comfortable with him. They talk often on phone, video chat, etc., whatnot. Things start getting sexual. Okay? Now, obviously, he starts sending her inappropriate pictures of You Can Imagine, and he starts asking her to send inappropriate pictures of You Can Imagine. Now, she falls into his trap and whatnot, and she actually ends up sending him a picture of herself, nude. Yeah? That was a convenient time for him to walk past, yeah? He actually takes a screenshot. Now, he's got this screenshot. So then, she gets upset at him that he's taken a screenshot. So what does she do? She blocks him. Yeah? So then he messages her on another social network and says, watch out now, watch what's going to happen to you because you blocked me, yeah? So, next thing you know, she gets a message from a girl she really dislikes. Someone she actually mentions as an enemy. She actually says, this girl is like my enemy, yeah? She gets a message from her, and this girl is actually saying, what are you doing? What have you been doing? And she's like, what do you mean, what have I been doing? And she just sends her the picture. So now this guy basically, he's been spreading the picture to even people that this girl is not friends with. People that this girl dislikes.
How old was she again?
17.
Okay.
Yeah. So now she's in a situation, bro, where a lot of people, this picture spread everywhere. The news of this spread everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all over social media. And now she's in a situation where a lot of people are talking about her. A lot of people were talking about her. Obviously, she feels devastated because this is something, you know, girls honor themselves in their modesty and how... no girl wants to be called like certain words, you know, and now she's being called these words online. So she's found herself in this situation where she's basically, this is happening to her. Yeah. Firstly, we need to tackle this guy. Secondly, we need to tackle her. Thirdly, we need to tackle the people that have been talking about this online, because it's very, very important. And this thing, bro, can happen to anyone. I mean, you'll be surprised, bro. I don't know if you know about this, but this is something very common now. It's become very, very common on specific social networks.
Like sexting or something like that.
Yeah, sexting and stuff like that. It's very, very common now.
Well, I mean, to start off with, I just wanted to make a kind of point on a social point, because I was looking at some statistics before, and the NSPCC did do some research on this, and they found that around 15 to 40% of people, young people, of a certain age group, basically do this thing, which is like sexting and stuff like that. First and foremost, obviously, it's according to British law, it's actually illegal to distribute a photograph of someone who's under 18. So there is that risk, there's that legal risk that runs through this. This is actually a byproduct, first and foremost, because we need to look at the root causes of this issue of sexting and why people do it and why people get blackmailed for it. Because when I was looking at the statistics, I realized that this was actually primarily done, or the majority of cases actually done to women, or to girls even, depending on what your definition of girl is, a woman or whatever. But the point is that what is this a byproduct of? So sociologically speaking, I think this is a byproduct of an over-sexualized or hyper-sexualized society.
Yeah, 100%.
Because most of the surveys that have been done by, like, let's say NSPCC and stuff, reveal that actually this is an expectation that young people have. Yeah, young people, especially women, so young girls, they feel like in order to prove themselves. They have to actually send those pictures. They have to involve themselves in a sexual narrative, and unfortunately, this is the celebrity culture that's created this kind of like who are these? I'm not going to call them social prostitutes, but like seriously, like celebrity kind of people,
Kardashians and stuff.
Yeah, we don't even want to mention their names, but those individuals who promote this kind of in order to be mature and in order to be recognized, in order to have any kind of social relevance, you have to be new. You have to, and you see the interesting thing.
That's like their talent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not really a talent. It's a natural reality, right?
That's how they make it out. Yeah.
So what they're eventually feeding to young women is not to get educated.
Not to get educated, but prove yourself.
In order to prove yourself,
your body.
Socially is through
your body.
Through your body, which is actually something which is genetically. You have no control over it for the most part.
Yeah.
Obviously, environmentally, you can change your body, but I'm talking about a lot of what you have in terms of body is something which you're born with. It doesn't require talent. So, in other words, whereas men are told to educate themselves in a Western capacity, or to do sports, or to do something,
or their job.
Yeah, women, unfortunately, in the media narrative, and feminists are not vocal enough about this, I believe. Yeah. Are told that in order to prove themselves, they have to do so sexually, and so what this shows is. This is a cultural byproduct. Sexting is a cultural byproduct
100%.
of this grand narrative, this hypersexualized grand narrative, which is promulgated by the elites, but obviously because it favors their case.
And the narrative also, goes towards men as well, because men
are also
within that narrative. How? Because of course it's implicated within our social structure, etc. That men. Need to be this macho figure. They need to be a macho figure that's got loads of girls sending him these pictures.
Yeah, so now a man can feel like he's entitled, that he needs. He'll send a thing and create threats and stuff like that, and he's put himself in a position of complete authority and control. So these kinds of things, generally speaking, are issues with the narrative, with the culture. You could actually even say you could strike. This is a problem. It's a cultural problem. Number two, it shows you to the extent to which, when we talk about, for example, when feminists talk about patriarchy, they never mention this kind of thing. They don't mention the fact that actually, sometimes they do, actually, to be fair, but it's not really part of the narrative.
No, it needs to be focused on. It needs to be
focused on much more.
Because this is where the problem comes from.
These are the issues where a woman wants to commit suicide, and there are unfortunately cases of tragic suicide because. Someone is blackmailing them with something like this, like what I'm saying, they feel like they feel like they're worthless. It's a moment of weakness and stuff. But obviously, the thing that we need to kind of drive home is what. Go ahead.
The first thing, the first person that I want to address is the brothers, the men,
right.
Because a lot of the times, you won't find it common in our community.
Yeah.
Girls going out there to try and send naked pictures of themselves to guys. Do you find that this is common? No, it's not. They're not going out there looking for that. So a lot of the time, it takes the guy to put them in that situation for them to do it. Does that make them right for doing it? No. But firstly, the first person that needs to be addressed is the brothers. You need to fear Allah. You need to make sure that you're not doing things like this. Because if anyone done that to your sister, you would not like that.
Yeah, and frankly...
And this is the example that the Prophet ﷺ used. A lot of people, when I've used this example in the past, they've been like, why are you talking about that for? Women deserve respect anyway. And of course they do. But this is the example that the Prophet ﷺ used. Why? Because he knows the nature of men. And what is the nature of men? The nature of men is to have ghira for their own women. They have this sense of protectiveness for their own women, for your own wife, for your own mother, for your own sister. If anyone messages, I've been like that. If anyone messages my sister or whatnot, I'm going on a mad one. But I've been consistent with that. I'm not doing these things to other people, am I? So this is a big problem now. You cannot be blackmailing other people and forcing them to do these things for you.
Yeah, and frankly, if you do, there are three things to fear. The religious aspect which you mentioned, obviously, fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is completely unacceptable.
Yes.
Number two is the social aspect, because at the end of the day, if you send that message to someone and then they go and tell, let's say, for example, you just mentioned like the brother of that particular sister, or someone who knows her, like a family member, and it's known that you were distributing that picture, then it could be a violent situation. You can be involved in some kind of violence. Now, number three is the legal aspect. Now, in this case, the girl was 17 years old. So obviously that would fall under the legal prohibition. So if you are caught doing that, you can actually be accused of paedophilia in this country, right or wrong, whether it should be called paedophilia or whatever. But that's what could happen in the UK context. So you've got dimensions of things to fear here. Like it's not just something which you're just going to do and get away with. To be honest with you,
the second person we need to address, bro, is the sisters. Yeah. So, what should the sisters do if they find themselves in a situation like this?
It's a situation of weakness can take two forms. Yeah, you can do something which is like, okay, it signifies your own personal weakness.
Yeah.
But you cover it up. Okay. I'm not saying that makes it any more or less bad, but you can do something which signifies your own personal weakness, but it's covered up. Yeah. Or number two, you can do something which would give other people, the ability to manipulate you. And that's obviously like not what you want. You don't
want to do that. You don't want to put yourself in that position.
You're basically ceding off your power to another person. You're giving that person X, power to basically humiliate you. If you as a human being give another human being who you shouldn't trust, because frankly, if someone is asking you that kind of megalomaniacal, diabolical, in that megalomaniacal, diabolical way, if there's someone's asking you,
it's good that interrupted you, because I don't not have a clue what the hell you're talking about.
No, because you know, like, okay, if someone's asking you to do something or else, that shows their megalomania. Yeah, it shows that they are. It shows that they are basically.
Bro, these are 17-year-olds watching this, man.
You're talking megalomania to 17-year-olds.
Use words that they understand.
Oh, okay, 17-year-olds have to learn. Honestly, I'm being serious. What we're gonna pitch at the top? Or you're gonna let these little kids only just like, you know what I'm saying? Let them learn.
Google it.
17-year-olds.
Google it.
Yeah. Okay.
So but my perspective on this as well, for sisters, is firstly this whole thing, megalomania, Secondly, now on a serious note, this first thing that you mentioned is very, very important. Yeah. You don't want to put yourself in a situation. By the way, guys, when we laugh and whatnot, we're not taking the mick out of the situation.
No,
I hope that
I was just looking at it.
I hope that a distinction can be made from that, because this is a serious situation.
Yeah, of course.
But we like to have fun, make these videos fun for you guys to watch as well, while addressing such serious topics, because that's what we do. Yeah. Now, that's a good point that he mentioned about you're putting yourself in a situation that this sister put herself in, which is what? A situation that you can be used by.
Yeah.
Literally, you can control your whole life. And bro, some guys do this. They're evil. They control a girl's whole life like that. I got this picture of you. I need you to do this. I got this picture of you. I need you to meet me. And I got this picture of you. I need you to do this. If you don't, this picture's going to your dad. Do you understand? So for me, for a sister in this circumstance, you need to understand. This is what some shayateen do. This is what some of these guys do.
You know, as a sister, I would do, as I'd threaten back, to be honest. If I were under the age of 18, I'd take those things to the... You know, you can actually take those things to the police, because, you know, frankly, legally, for them to actually... to threaten you of that, you can actually...
But you know what, bro? You know, Muhammad...
Or I'll threaten that back in another way.
You know what I want to get at, Mufti Muhammad, is why... put yourself
in that situation.
In that situation,
it's weakness.
Do not. If someone's asking you like that, now if you're watching this and you've never been in this situation and thinking, I would never do that. Believe me, you don't know. Emotions can get the better of you. But if you do find yourself in this situation, don't do that. Think of all of the implications. Think of the fact that you're giving someone ammunition against you. Think of the fact that you are someone's future wife, and you're just treating your body like it's like it's a like it's a newspaper. You're giving it out to everyone. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
And that's been normalized. Going back to the grand.
It has been normalized to treat your body like a newspaper. Everyone's touched it. Everyone, it shouldn't be like that.
No. It's really interesting you mentioned this, because actually, going back to our grand narrative point on, from a grand narrative perspective, these celebrity prostitutes, as we call them, and that's what they are. Frankly, they're celebrity prostitutes that kind of sell their bodies or give their bodies for a miser return,
And they glorify.
This that. They normalize that.
The key to a celebrity's life, is glorifying his lifestyle. Or her lifestyle. So these rappers, you see, they will glorify having this many
and they're not talented. They don't have anything to offer. They won't be remembered in 100 years' time.
So in your mind, this is a social construct.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now in your mind, it's become okay. Yeah. It's become okay. It's become something glorifiable.
Yeah,
for girls like this. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, and it's becoming like that.
Yeah.
But for our sisters, you need to understand that your ghira is not found in that. you need to understand that your modesty, that you are valued for. Islam does not value you because of your chest size, to be very blunt. True, It doesn't. It doesn't give you any value for that. Islam is a fair way of life. It gives you value for your deeds. So it doesn't matter if someone's more good looking than you, or if someone has got a bigger something than you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Islam doesn't give you value for that, and that's so important in this day and age. You know why, bro? You know why that's so important? Because so many guys find themselves insecure because of maybe their own body parts, and so many girls will find themselves insecure because of their own body parts, because of what? These social constructs. So it's very, very important that you don't value yourself by their social constructs. You value yourself by Islam.
I like this, because you know it's a really good point. This is.
Why do you think I'm such a big shit?
This is a good point. Let me tell you why it's a good point. Yeah. Do you know in a capitalistic world, a free market, like a free market of ideas, and also in a situation where you actually have access to, let's say, hundreds of millions of photographs and hundreds of millions of different bodies, your body type as a woman or as a man, your body type will never fit the criteria of fulfilling everyone's needs, basically.
Because these are subjective.
Yeah, because it's based on demand and supply. So in other words, some men are interested in bigger X, and other men are interested in curvier, whatever, Y. Some men are interested in lighter skin, some women are interested in whatever. So it's very subjective. It's very much based on demand and supply. So if you put yourself in that market, in that free market, what you're going to end up realizing
you're never going to please everyone.
You're going to have a competition of 100 million X other people.
And what will that lead to,
and you'll never realize your full potential.
And what will that lead to?
It will lead to depression, as it's really leading to already. You'll feel unsatisfied, insecure, because there's always going to be someone who wants something else that you cannot offer. You cannot. Remember this day. This is a qaida. This is a principle. As a man or as a woman, as it relates to physical appearance, there will always be someone who wants something you cannot offer, right? And if that is the case, then putting yourself into that market, into that free market, into that capitalistic market of exchanging pictures and seeing what's better and what's not better, and allowing a man to be the judge in the case of a woman, is actually only going to allow for two things to happen. One, insecurity, and two, as we say, depression.
And these people, they have such a nerve to say that Islam oppresses women, when Islam is the way of life that values women not by their body, and it values women by the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But these people, they themselves, these men, these pervy old men, sitting behind their computer screens watching all of this filth, are valuing you by your body. Why are you letting them do that for? And it even comes down to the way that people dress.
You're absolutely right.
It even comes down to that.
It goes back to hijab.
It even comes down to that. Bro, what's the trend now for girls, or the way to girls to dress? You see them showing their belly. Is that right? You show them. Yeah, these are all becoming trends. Tight jeans, etc., whatnot. If you're not doing that, you're seen as weird. Who is that for?
What you were saying is really important, because I want to add to this point. That you were saying. So this point that you were making was that the Islamic model versus the capitalistic model.
Allahu Akbar.
Do you know?
There's no comparison.
There's no comparison, because actually, if you think about it, what Islam recommends a woman to do is privatize her sexual ornaments. So in other words, her breast, her chest, everything that could that is part of that competition, right? She has to privatize it, and that's what the whole hijab is for.
And it gives her zero value for that. It doesn't give her value over another person.
Yeah, exactly. So in other words,
but in this society, what does that do?
It eliminates. So what we're saying is, it eliminates the competition, the commodification, the objectification of women. It eliminates it by stopping, or allowing women to stop themselves from entering this market, which would allow for their own exploitation. And frankly, some feminists do mention this. To be fair, they mention that the objectification. They mention the ills of objectification of women.
So sisters, what has this topic led us to? Don't objectify yourselves, and do not allow someone to use you, and don't value yourself by your body. And a lot of sisters, they get upset when we talk directly to sisters, whatnot. They feel like we're talking down on them.
No, but this is to empower you.
It's empowering you. We have to talk to you, sisters. We can't talk to the guys and tell them to go up to you and tell you to be like this. No. You need to do this yourself. You need to value yourself. You can't tell other people to give value to you. Do you understand? Because other people, this is the nature of this life. They'll run over you. This is the nature of this life. They'll run over you. People don't value other people in this day and age. You have to give this value to yourself. Give this value to yourself. And for the brothers, they need to fear Allah. They need to fix up. Because if you don't give this value to others, and whatnot, and disrespect to others, don't be surprised when someone does it to your sister.
It's true.
One brother, what he told me? One brother that all of us know in this room. You know what he told me? He goes, Akhi, back in the day, one of my friends, he was going around and he was sleeping around. He was doing all sorts of bad stuff, whatnot, and all of this evil stuff. It was one of my best friends who brought me to Islam. One of my best friends, this is what this brother told me, yeah? He's doing all of this sort of stuff, sleeping around, whatnot, going to prostitutes, all of these haram things, yeah? Mm-hmm. And then you know what he said to me? He goes, bro, one day I saw his sister and I wanted to marry his sister. Because I became Muslim. I saw his sister, I liked his sister, I wanted to approach it in a halal way. I approached him. He wanted to fight me, he wanted to kill me. He said he literally wanted to kill me. He hasn't spoken to him in years. Because he literally wanted to kill me. Look at the double standards with these people. Look at the double standards.
Nonsense.
So brothers and sisters,
backward people, man.
The last sort of people that I want to address, akhi, yeah, is the people that this Twitter mindset, that mock people online, that take these pictures and mock people, take the pee out of people, post it on their meme pages and think it's funny and think that they won't be accountable for this. But for all of the people that are doing this, and you know, this is bullying.
Yeah.
Online, you're talking about other people, you're mocking people because of the way that they sound. It's not only because of the way that they look. It's not only spreading a nude picture of a sister. It even comes down to literally posting pictures of people mocking the way that they look.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing that. Wallahi, you'll be accountable for that on the day of judgment. You'll be accountable for that. You'll be accountable for the way that you speak.
Look
of
at the
others,
entitlement that men have.
And look at the way that you're judging people by. You're judging people by the way that they look. When subhanallah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed for you to be walking down the street and a tree fell on your head and you now became disabled or paralyzed, would you like it if someone mocked you? You would say, oh, why are people judging me by this? Why are people judging me by the way I look? Why are people judging me by an accident that's happened to me in my life? Why are people judging me by my disability? You were doing that to other people. You were judging people. You were treating other people with respect because they looked handsome, and you were treating others with disrespect because they didn't look that appealing to you. This is not the way that Islam tells us to value people. And subhanallah, you know what this reminds me of, bro? How beautiful of a lifestyle Islam is. How beautiful of a way of life Islam is. It doesn't give value to people because of the way that they look, because of how much money that they have. It gives value to people because of their actions. It gives value to people because of their amalun salih, their good actions. That's what it gives value to people of. The Prophet ﷺ expressed to us in a hadith that no black is better than a white. No Arab is better than a non-Arab. Why? Because Islam...
in Allah... لا يضيع عمل عامل منكم من ذكر أو أنثى بعضكم من بعض. It says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not let to waste any good deed of any of you, whether you are a man or a woman, and both of you are from each other.
Let me tell you guys something, yeah? إن الله لا يحب الظالمين. Allah does not love the oppressors, the ظالمين. And people that do things like this are oppressors. And sometimes we even oppress ourselves. Don't do this. Don't oppress yourself. Just for a few seconds. You know what really gets to me, bro, akhi, yeah? For the brothers and the sisters, this is both for you guys, yeah? Why go through all of these sort of trials and tribulations and put yourself through all of this trouble and trauma and risk and all of these things, legally, Islamically, spiritually, physically, put yourself through all of this risk, yeah? Just for a few seconds of gratification. When subhanallah, you can find gratification in Islam that will give you a constant feeling of gratification. Why would you look for 3 seconds for? 5 seconds. That's how long that these moments of pleasure last. So brothers and sisters, I hope that this has been beneficial for you. I hope that some of you guys have benefited from this. We really, really need to fear Allah about the way that we talk about other people online. People don't take it seriously enough. I've seen brothers and sisters and whatnot talking in such a free manner on Twitter. Like literally, they don't care what they're saying out of their mouth. We need to be careful. Life is so short. Just the day before yesterday, you saw my dad yesterday. He wasn't normal. He wasn't his normal self. His cousin just passed away in Pakistan. 30, less than 30 years old. Young person, subhanallah. We don't know when we're going to die. We need to make sure that we're doing the right things, treating people the right way. It's very, very important. So, that's pretty much it.
Make sure you subscribe to this guy's channel if you haven't already done so yet.
Jazakallahu khairan. We're going to be doing this inshallah every week. Muhammad Hijab, Ali. I'm going to try and get Ali on the next one. Ali's been ghosting a bit. But yeah, man. Jazakallahu khairan, brothers and sisters, for watching. Subscribe. Follow myself and brother Muhammad Hijab on Instagram, inshallah. We're trying to be active on there. Look after yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.